So welcome to CTS Gifting Group. This is video number 2. But before I proceed, I trust that you have already absorbed the information from video number 1. And if not, I really encourage you to do so because it is important for us here at CTS and our organization that our members have the right mindset and expectations. Understanding that we want to build an organization of quality that lasts. Not I go try a thing and see if it works, fingers crossed. So please ensure you absorb the information from video 1 before you proceed to this video, or even if you watch this video, go back and watch part 1 as well. Alright, let's continue. We're going to dig deeper into the boards and how we work here at CTS. We're going to cover administration, rules, strategy, suggestions, and whatever other questions that may pop up. So the first board that you're going to see is called the springboard. But remember, as we spoke about in part 1, there are 5 boards and each one of them are standalone, meaning that you could enter any board at any point you choose. Right? This springboard is a starter board, for people that they don't have any disposable cash or income where they could jump into, say, a 3K board or a 10K board that have a higher gifting amount, or for even people who are skeptical and they want to see how the program works before they start. So they have the springboard or the launch pad just to start you off. Right, and as you can see here, the gift for this board is $50. Now over to the left where you see this picture here, it might seem a bit overwhelming, but it's not. I'll break it down for you. Alright, so we have R1 to R7, R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is what we call the core 7, and these are the 7 receivers. Alright, these are the people that would be receiving gifts on this particular board. And the G's are the gifters. So R for receivers, G for gifter. And we have from G1 all the way up to G56. And as you can see over here, we have 7 receivers in the core 7. And we have 56 gifters from G1 to G56. As a gifter, you gift $50. As a receiver, you are gifted $400. Alright? It's color coded as well. So for example, you'll see R2 here. R2 is written in red, and you will see G9 to G16. That labeling is also in red. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 members here will be where R2 will get their gift from. Now we have R and G and all these labels here, but in reality it will be names. Right? These letters and numbers are just placed here for labeling purposes. So it will have a name like, say, Sally. Sally would receive her gifts from Ben, John, Josh, Sterling, Mary, Lou, Sue, and Mindy. Just for example. As you can see, R1, look for the color code. So this will just label and give you a clear point of view as to where the gifts come from, who receives gifts from who. However, no gifts are given until the board is filled. Alright, when your name is entered on a board, it is really a promise to pay. You're not going to pay, promise to gift rather. You're not going to gift as soon as your name is placed on a board. Alright, when the board is filled, admin will break it apart and give a listing as to who will gift who and how to contact that person to receive their gift, to give them their gift and whatnot. So this is how the board is labeled. Alright, so as a gifter, you gift 50. As a receiver, you are gifted 400. You pay an administration fee of $100, so the net gift is $300. Alright, and the board expiration time is 1 week. Now, board expiration, even though a week has expired, admin will come in and chat with the group and ask, do you want an extension? And give an extension if the group decides that yes, they want an extension. Reason being, in other programs, boards tend to stop growing, and they may freeze or stall. And in our organization, we don't want to just have boards stalled and left there and people just hanging in the dangling, So we designed a method where, okay, boards will expire, and after it expire, they can get an extension, and if that extension is reached, then we enter into another phase where we work towards giving the core members, the core receivers here, R1 to R7, we have a method developed where they can receive back the gift or the amount that they gifted. For example, on this board it's $50. So if for some reason this board stalls and it's not growing, instead of leaving it there to just fade away and everybody walk away and say, well, it didn't work out, we have a method where you could get back your $50 gifted. Alright, I'll talk about that a bit later on. So the expiration, each board have their own expiration time. Alright, for the $50 board or the spring board, it's 1 week. And as I said, when the week expires, if it's not filled, we could get an extension and we work from there. Up to the point where if it's really not growing, we enter it into the next phase that I spoke about before, where we work towards getting you back your $50 gift. And that applies to the receivers, because the receivers are the ones on the board that would have gifted already. The G's, the gifters, they are the ones whose names are on the board but they have not gifted as yet. So this is the springboard or the launch pad that will take you into other boards if you choose. When you're a receiver on this board and you receive your gift, $400 or $300 net, you can decide to do what you want. You could keep your $300 and move on, walk away with your $300, or you could regift into another springboard, multiple times if you choose. Or what we hope members do is that they upgrade and move on to another board or a higher board. So the board after this is 1K, right? And the gift for a 1K board is $160. 1K board of $160. That's what you gift. Again, on this board we have 7 core members who are receivers, R1 to R7, and we have 56 gifters from G1 to G56. And as a gifter, you gift $160. Now before, on the springboard, you have $300 net, $300 in hand. So you could upgrade to this board for $160 if you choose, and you would still have $140 remain. Out of that $140, you could keep it, or you could gift into another $50 board if you choose, another springboard. So you could be on more than one board at the same time, and yes, you could have more than one position on a board as well, but there's a strategy and requirements for that, so you'll reach there eventually, but the option is there. So for the 1K board, as I said, the gift is $160. As a receiver, you are gifted $1,280, hence the 1K board. 1K means 1,000. You pay the administration fee of $100, and the net gift is $1,180. Now, if you minus your originals $160 as well from this one's $1,180, you'll remain with $1,040 in hand. So that's why we call it a 1K board, because when you minus the administration fee and you even take back all the original $160 you gifted, you have a little over $1,000 in hand. Alright, and the expiration of this 1K board is 2 weeks. Again, if 2 weeks reach and the board isn't filled, you can get an extension, and after that extension, if it still isn't full, then we move into the phase where we work towards getting the receivers, the core members, back their original $160 gift. Alright, so we don't want it to be that people lose in our organization, which is why we came up with a pretty brilliant plan, I would say, that could benefit our members. Alright, after the 1K board, now you have 11.80 in hand. Remember that. We're moving on to the 3K board, so you could upgrade from the 1K board to the 3K board if you choose to. As I said before, nothing is it's not mandatory for you to upgrade. You could leave with your $1,180 in hand. You could gift in multiple boards. You could gift in the 50K board, the spring board. You could gift in the 1K board again. You could gift or upgrade it to the 3K board. It's entirely your decision. You have freedom to do as you choose. Alright, so you have 11.80 in hand on the 1K board. Let's go the 3K board. On this board is a bit smaller, where you have 5 receivers, 5 core members who receive, and you have 40 gifters. So as again you could see, it's color coded. So R3 would get from G9 to G16. That's where his gifts are coming from. And R5, their gifts are coming from G17 to G24. R1, his gifts will be coming from G1 to G8. Alright, so we have 40 gifters and 5 receivers. On this board, the gift is $450. So from the 1K board, if it is that you came out of the 1K board, you'll have 11.80 in hand, and you could easily come to the 3K board, which is $450, and still have money in hand. And on the 3K board, the gifters give $450. As a receiver, you are gifted $3,600. So you pay the admin fee of $100, and the net gift is $3,500 in hand. So if you got, let's say the gift in total is $3,600, when you minus the admin fee of $100, and if you choose and you take back out, say you want to put back in your pocket the $450 that you originally gifted, you still have over $3,000 in hand, right? And we designed it that way for a reason, so you could still have at least $3,000 in hand. Hence the 3K board. The board expiration for the 3K board is 3 weeks, and the same applies. If it's not filled in 3 weeks, you could get an extension, and after that, if it's not filled, we move into the next phase, where we work on getting the receivers, the core members, back their gifts, the original $450 gift given. So you have $3,500 in hand. Again, you could walk away and keep your $3,500. You could gift in multiple boards. You could re-enter in a 3K board more than once if you choose to. The options are there, and I just want to get the point across that the freedom is yours to choose to do what you want. There is no mandatory, like for example, in the multi-tiered system, when you get this $3,500 in hand, or the 36 rather, you probably have to give a re-gift half or more of that, and we don't like that. That's just one of the reasons we didn't choose that option of having a multi-tiered system. But if you watch video 1, you will see other reasons as to why we don't do it. Okay, so 3K board, you have $3,500 in hand. After the 3K, there's a 10K. And the 10K board, it's the same size as a 3K board, where you have 5 core members, 5 receivers, and you have 40 gifters. Now, as a gifter, you gift $1,450, and as a receiver, you are gifted $11,600. You pay the admin fee of $100, and you have a net gift of $11,500 in hand to do as you choose. Okay, and the board expiration time for this is 3 weeks as well. And the same applies. After 3 weeks, admin will chat with you all, see what do you want an extension. Yes, we extend. If it still isn't closed off or filled, we move into the other phase that we speak about, where we work towards getting the core members their gifts back. And you have $11,500 cash in hand here. Again, if you minus the $1,450, you remain with $10,000, probably $50 cash in hand, hence the 10K board. Alright, after the 10K is the 30K. This is the final and largest board that we have, gifting board, where it's even smaller, where we have 3 core members, or 3 receivers rather, and 24 gifters. Alright, so R1, R2, R3, and we have G1 to G24. As a gifter, you gift 4,300. Now if you remember, in the previous board, if it is that it came from the 10K board, you will have 11,500 in hand. So the 30K board, the gift on that board is 4,300. And as a receiver, so if you minus this 4,300 from the 11,500 you have before, you still remain with a significant amount of cash in hand. So our desire is to have members to upgrade from, let's say, the springboard, if they choose, to upgrade to reach the 30K board, if they choose, of course, but the option is there. So on this board, the 30K board, as a receiver, you are gifted $34,400, and you pay the administration fee of $100, and the net gift is $34,300 in hand. Again, if you notice here, that is $34,300 net. If you minus the original $4,300, you have $30,000 in hand. And that's right. So if you want to put back the $4,300 in your pocket or wherever it came from, you have $30,000 extra in hand. Now this board does not have an expiration time. However, after 1 month, admin will have a group assessment and decide how we could move forward. Okay. I really hope that it should be a bit straightforward, as you could always pause and rewind and re-listen to it. What might be most confusing is how the charts over here look, or the boards over here might look, but in time it will really become simple and easy to understand. Alright, the numbers are just labels for positions, and they have meaning as well, and we'll reach to that part in a bit. So from these 5 boards, starting with the springboard, we just recap quickly the springboard, which is a $50 gift, and then there's the 1K board, the 3K board, 10K board, and finally the 30K board. That's the 5 boards that we have in our organization, which are standalone. You could enter any board at any time you choose to, or you could enter from the lowest and upgrade to the highest if you choose to, or you could stay on one level. Say the 3K board is fine with you, and you just keep regifting in that 3K level. Of course you could do that. There's not a problem in that at all. You could even have multiple positions at the 3K level and receiving gifts from there. So it's your choice. The freedom is yours. We give you the freedom, our members. So moving on, so some benefits of a central administration team. Having a central admin is a major part of ensuring the stability and longevity of our organization. Many groups fall apart and slow due to people underestimating the amount of work and time it takes to run a smooth and healthy organization. This is true. You would be reading in conversations and other groups where people quarreling and boards not updating fast enough, and somebody don't know how to update a board, and they have to do their own. It's a lot of chaos. Having an admin removes that chaos. Alright? It makes the experience of our members easier and stress-free, removing the daunting task and need for our members to learn how to update and gift boards, not to mention the time it takes. And central admin, they update boards clearly and fairly. Alright, they keep the growing organization together and operating as one, proper coordination of all groups and members. Alright, so there are systems we have developed at CTS and implemented which would greatly benefit our members. Right, example, and we will get there. Those systems can only work by having a central admin team who oversees and has access to all groups and members. Alright, and if a member can no longer fulfill their promise to gift when the time comes, once confirmed, admin can help in finding a quick replacement. Of course, you'll notify admin if it's time to receive your gifts and they don't gift or they can't. So they notify admin and you'll help replace that person with another member. If a gifting board is stuck and not growing, having a central admin is key in the process we developed to get members gifted back the amount of their original gift given. Alright, these are just a few benefits of having a central admin. Alright, so please note, at present, our central admin team operates Monday to Friday 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. No operations occur on Sunday. These are the times that updates would be done and messages replied to. Of course, you could email and private message us at any time, within those hours or outside of those hours, on a Sunday, on a holiday, anytime. Also, you can post requests in your groups for new members and member additions to the gifting boards at any time. Updates, messages, and requests are handled in the order we receive them and were posted. Alright, so rules. Please ensure that you and all of your invited members watch both CTS videos part 1 and part 2, because we want to really have the right culture, the right mindset, and the right expectations. When you become a new member with us, please email us at ctsgiftinggroup@gmail.com, your name, the number of the gifting board's number that you are on, and your cell phone number. Right, each gifting board will have its own unique number, so that's the number they're speaking about here, we are speaking about. And in the subject of this email, put new member info. Right, so the subject will be new member info, and in the body of the email you put your name, the board number that you're on, and your cell phone number. Every member must join our CTS gifting group community on Telegram. Now, for updates, notifications, and exclusive opportunities from within our group that would benefit them. Of course, you can't copy and paste this because it's a video, alright, but you will get access to this as well. If you want, you can pause and write it down or do as you choose, but once you email us, you'll receive an email with this information in it as well. Okay, so we want all our members to be, we request all our members to be a part of the CTS gifting group in Telegram. Now, in this group, it's not where people, only admin can send messages in this group. This is for our members to get and read only. Okay, so you wouldn't be bombarded with messages from all kind of various messages from members in the organization. Only central admin is allowed to update gifting boards. No one is to attempt to update any of our gifting boards. This is clear and it must be followed. Do not advertise, promote, share links, etc. of other programs within any of our groups. This can lead to your expulsion from our program, no matter where you are positioned. Even if you're in the position to receive and you violate this rule, you could be expelled or taken out. Once a gift is given, it cannot be reimbursed. Even though we have developed a wonderful process for members to be gifted back their original gift amount in case their gifting board's tolls expire, it is not guaranteed. Now, when people hear the words "not guaranteed," they like to say things like, "You see, it's bogus, it's this, it's that, it's not trustworthy," which is false, because there are many reputable and well-established organizations, be it banks or financial institutions or investment companies, that don't guarantee your investment or your deposit with them. For example, this is just one I took off of First Citizens Bank. Now, they have all these mutual funds, the Abercrombie Fixed Fund, the Paria, the Immortal, and the Elticouch, and at the bottom they have a disclaimer, and it says, Investments in the funds are not deposits and accordingly are not insured by the Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is understandable, nor guaranteed by the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, First Citizens, any of its subsidiaries, or any person or corporation. So not even First Citizens will insure or guarantee your investment or deposit with them. Alright, the prospectus should be read in its entirety before investing and is available upon request at all First Citizens branches or on the First Citizens website. Past performance is not a guide to future performance. So this is just to show, because something is not guaranteed doesn't mean that it's not established or legitimate. Alright, so back to the previous slide. Gifts are to be sent or given to the designated receiver within 24 hours, no later than 48 hours. Please do not register to gift if you do not have the funds easily available to gift. Right, pretty much if you don't have the money, don't register to gift. If it is confirmed that you have not given your gift in due time, you would lose your position and be replaced with another member that can gift. As you receive your gifts, the central administration fee is to be paid within 24 hours, no later than 48 hours. Email us or private message us on Telegram a picture of the receipt as confirmation of your central admin fee paid. Right, to private message us. This is the Telegram group here as well. You'll have access to this and you'll be contacted also. The subject in the email is sending, if you're emailing us, is admin fee, with probably a snapshot or a picture of the receipt. Also, the admin fee is paid after you receive your gifts, not before. Okay, so only when you receive your gifts and you have been successfully through our program, then you pay the admin fee. Alright, so and it's based, as we said in video number 1, this system is based on trust and people keeping their word, because admin will be doing a lot of work to make sure everything stays together and operates smoothly. And if it is that you have come through the system and receive your gifts out of gratitude and honesty, we trust that you will pay the administration fee. Okay, and you could always come back and reuse our system and regift and benefit from it. I can't stress on it enough. Alright, strategy. You are allowed to have multiple positions on the same board, also be on other boards. Other boards meaning whether it's the same level or even higher levels. Like if you have positions on 3K, you could have positions on 10K or springboard or 1K. You have freedom. But please note the following requirements applies for each position you hold. For example, this is what applies to each position. So if you are one member and have multiple positions, each one of those multiple positions, this applies. Each member or position, or each of those multiple positions that one member might have, so each member or position has to invite 2 new members. However, not both at once. You invite 1 new member when you enter our gifting program and you are placed in a G position on a gifting board. When this first gifting board that you are on becomes full, it will split. You would then be placed on a new gifting board as a receiver and placed in a R position at the center or core of this new gifting board. It is on this new gifting board, this is when you invite your second new member. Alright, so let me try to give some clarity as to what that means. When you enter the program, you'll be placed in a G position. You give your name and it goes into a G position, whether it's G1, G2, G19, G33, you'll be placed in a G position. Alright? And it will already have receivers in the center or the core of this board. So once, for example, this is a 3K board and it has 40 gifter positions, 40 G positions. Once, let's say you are in G position number 9 When all of the 40 G positions are filled, the gifts will be paid to the receivers and the board will split. Meaning, out of this one board, 8 new boards will be created and you will become part of the core on a new board. One of those 8 boards that are created, you will be in the core of that board. You'll be a receiver. Alright, so when you now enter the program, you'll enter into a G position, and as you enter and you're in a G position, this is when you invite one new member. Alright, where you personally invite one new member. And new is relative, meaning that new is pretty much new to the board, because that person that is new to the board could be an old member that is on another board, or has just came out of this board and want to re-enter. So new means new to the board. Okay, so when you now enter the board, you'll be in a G position, and that's when you bring one new member. When this board is filled with all 40 members, the board splits and you will be placed in the core as a receiver on another board. And when you are in the receiver position on that new board, that's when you're bringing your second invited member. Okay, so when you're in the G position, you bring in a new member, you invite a new member, and when the board fills, you're placed on a new board in a receiver position, in an R position. That's when you bring in your second invited member. Okay, I really hope that I didn't make it too confusing for you, but you could always rewatch the video and hopefully it will become clearer to you. If you have questions, you could always email us as well. Of course, you can invite more than 2 members. However, what is important and what matters is that you still invite at least 1 member when you are in the G position and another member when you are in the receiver or R position. Your newly invited members are to follow suit, doing the same as you did. And once that occurs, the board will fill. Our gifting boards are automatically filled in ascending order starting from G1. Alright, so our gifting boards are filled starting from G1. G1, G2, it starts filling and then it continues filling as the member names come in. Alright, so our gifting boards are automatically filled in ascending order starting from G1. You can request special placement of a member that you invited to a desired position if you so wish. To add your invited member to the gifting board, simply message in the group your name plus the plus sign, invitee's name. Example, Clint plus sign Sterling. We would know that Clint has invited Sterling and wants to add him to the gifting board. Wants to add Sterling to the gifting board. Using the above example, if Clint wishes Sterling to be placed in a specific position, type Clint plus Sterling G18. We would understand that Clint wants to add Sterling to the G18 position on the gifting board. Alright, so for example, if Clint wants to add Stefan, Clint would put Clint plus Stefan G18. So that will mean Clint want to put Stefan in this position, G18 position, for whatever reason. Remember, all new members need to email us their information as stated in the rules, which would be your name, the board number that you're on, and your contact information, your cell phone number. Notify us as soon as possible if you are a receiver and a gifter has not gifted you or is no longer able to gift. Alright. When you have been successfully gifted out of a gifting board and you want to upgrade and or even re-enter at the same level, you would want to be added to a gifting board, to a new gifting board. be it on the level of the Springboard, the 1K board, 3K board, 10K, 30K gifting boards. If you do not have an invite link to be added to a board from someone, you can email us at ctsgiftinggroup@gmail.com. So if you want to be added to a board, you want to upgrade, or you want to go to another level, whichever level you choose, higher or lower, and you don't have an invitation link, you can email us at ctsgiftinggroup@gmail.com with your name and contact information, and in the subject you would put "add me" and to whichever board you desire to be added to. For example, the subject will be "add me to 1K board" if it is you want to be added to a 1K board, or "add me to 30K board" if it is you want to be added to a 30K board. You put that in the subject while you email us, and of course in the body of the email you put your name and your contact information. We would know that you want to be added to the 1K gifting board with that subject, with the subject line as this, if that's the board you want to be added to. Alright, so we're wrapping up here. Suggestions. We suggest that our members use bank accounts instead of meeting in person, face-to-face, when gifting and receiving their gifts. It's for security reasons. Of course, you can choose to do as you wish, but our suggestion is to use bank accounts, deposit into bank accounts. Of course, you can do as you choose with your money. However, at CTS, we suggest that you gift from your disposable income, not from money needed to pay your bills, pay your rent, or buy food and other important needs. Okay? Because that's why we have the Springboard as well. Maybe you have an extra $50 in your pocket, and instead of buying KFC or whatever, you could enter our program and start off there and grow it and grow with it. And if you have an extra $160 or whatever the case may be, right? So don't complicate the inviting process. Use these videos as tools by sharing them with others. Think of why you got involved in this program: to clear your bank loan, repay a debt to someone, clear your credit card, build capital to start a business. Whatever your reason is, think of your reason or reasons and simply share that reason with others. Even think of people that may have the same reason as you. And of course, not everyone would be interested, which is okay and expected. No one should be forced to become a member. Quite possibly, as you first have success with our program, others would then decide to follow. So lead. If you have questions, you can email us, and our email was stated before, ctsgiftinggroup@gmail.com. You can email us with the subject as question, or private message us in Telegram. Right, so we desire all our members to watch these videos before or upon joining us. Even watch them over if you have already watched them. It is important for us at CTS that our members absorb and understand this information and have the right mindset and expectations. So thank you for your time given. I trust that this video was informative and exciting, and that you choose to be part of our group. If so, please get in contact with the person that shared this video with you on how you can do just that, or email us at ctsgiftinggroup@gmail.com. Thank you very much.